Breaking news from the Alert Center. One person is injured after they were hit by a car in Omaha's Midtown area. Emergency crews were called to the crash shortly before 7 a.m. this morning on Dodge Street near 33rd Street. And the incident happened during this morning's commute, but it did not cause huge impacts. The right lane was blocked for about 15 minutes while the scene was being cleared up. And police dispatch confirmed the status of the crash victim with First Alert 6 this morning. And to more breaking news, the Omaha Police Department has named the victim of a deadly pedestrian crash from Tuesday night on Interstate 80. In a police report released late last night, Billy J. Alcorn, he was 74, he was named as the pedestrian killed in the incident. This happened just after 8 p.m. Tuesday. First responders came to the scene on the interstate near 60th Street. An initial investigation found Alcorn ran south across the interstate and was struck by a Mercedes sedan heading westbound. Well, Alcorn, he's described as a pedestrian by OPD. He was pronounced dead at the scene from his critical injuries. And the report revealed that Alcorn ran into the front of a car and was sent through the windshield. Well, he was then thrown from the car. And according to the report, there were no citations issued to the drivers involved. Now to more breaking news. 3 people are in the hospital after a fire early this morning in a building in Omaha. The Omaha Fire Department was called to the scene near Hamilton Street and Saddle Creek Road at about midnight. Well, fire officials told First Alert 6 on the scene the crews saw a lot of smoke when they first arrived, and they put out the fire quickly. Well, according to OFD, the fire was in a vacant building that had signs of a homeless encampment, and they confirmed that 3 people were injured in this incident. Well, the cause of this fire is under investigation. That is all of our breaking news for you this morning. Well, my name is Elena Riley. Thank you very much for joining me here at the Alert Center, where I bring you our top headlines every weekday morning. So we have more to get to. Let's head to those top 6 headlines then. Well, 2 of the 3 suspects arrested in a shooting on Halloween night that left a 17-year-old boy dead are set to appear in court today. Raekwon Bass, he's 18, was arrested on charges of second-degree murder, use of a firearm to commit a felony, and possession of a defaced firearm. Well, Jorgense Gonzalez Washington, he's also 18. He was arrested for possession of a defaced firearm, tampering with physical evidence, and accessory to a felony. That's what a release states. Well, the arrests come in connection to the shooting just before midnight on October 31st near 36th and Polk Streets in South Omaha. And 17-year-old Seven Beller White, he was a senior at Millard North. He was killed in this shooting. Well, the 3rd suspect, Sean Rowland, he's 18. He appeared in court last Friday and was charged as accessory to a felony and tampering with evidence. A man suspected of committing a murder near Benson last week is scheduled to make his first court appearance today. D'Angelo Moore, he's 22. He's suspected of killing Joshua Perrin, who was 34, on November 11th. Well, Moore was arrested near 16th and Farnham Streets at about 5:50 p.m. on Tuesday. That's what police say. And the search for Moore lasted almost a week after the murder near 56th and Hamilton Streets. Well, investigators say that Moore will face charges of first-degree murder, possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, second-degree assault, and 2 counts of use of a firearm to commit a felony. Well, a hearing on a motion to dismiss the lawsuit challenging the conversion of the McCook work ethic camp to an ICE facility has been delayed. The hearing, which was originally set for next week, has now been delayed until December. The lawsuit was filed by Nebraska Appleseed on behalf of former state senator Diana Shemek and 13 residents of McCook. This was on October 15th, is what court records show. Last month, First Alert 6 found that a judge in Red Willow County ruled Immigrations and Customs Enforcement could move forward with the project. But the judge also allowed the lawsuit, fighting the facility to proceed. Governor Jim Pillen shared on November 6th that dozens of detainees were already in custody there, and the space is expected to hold up to 300 detainees after all the Nebraska inmates were relocated to other facilities or they were put on parole. Homeland Security has said it will pay the state $2.5 million monthly under a 2-year contract. And the governor has said the deal could generate $14 million annually for Nebraska. Well, the funeral for Lincoln native and former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney will be held today. Cheney died on November 4th at the age of 84 from complications of pneumonia and cardiac and vascular disease. His funeral will be held at Washington National Cathedral. That's at 10 a.m. this morning. Former President George W. Bush and Cheney's daughter, Liz, are among the expected speakers today. And former President Joe Biden and the other 4 living former vice presidents are set to attend the event. Well, according to CNN, President Trump and Vice President Vance were not invited. And last up this morning, here we are. The Omaha Police Department will launch a new program. It's called Drones as First Responders today. OPD reports it is the first of its kind program in Nebraska to enhance emergency response times, officer safety, and provide aerial awareness during critical incidents across the city. That's what they say in a social media post. Well, OPD Chief Todd Schmaderer says innovation is at the heart of effective policing, and with this program, we are setting a new standard for emergency response. Well, Schmaderer, Mayor John Ewing Jr., and representatives from Axon and Skydio will be present at the launch at 1 p.m. today. All right, that is all of our top headlines this morning. We'll head to our website at First Alert 6 where we have more on this. This is 6 Things You Need to Know. It's Thursday, November 20th. Of course, we went over all those breaking news stories we had this morning, as well as our top headlines that we have to bring to you today. A lot of other things going on today as well. I bring this to you at about 6 a.m. every weekday morning, and then this live stream at about a little after 8 a.m. to talk them over. Well, thank you very much for joining me this Thursday morning, and have a good start to your day.